Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our training session today. There's apparently meant to be 17 people joining us. So I'm just waiting for the numbers to pick up a little bit. So we'll give them about 5 minutes or so if everyone doesn't mind, and then we can start the training. I hope you are all well.
Ayan, ready ya?
I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me.
I can.
Hello, Pam.
How are you?
All right, and you?
I'm good, thank you. I didn't know it's you training.
It's me. They dug
I'm
me
glad
up
I
from under
joined.
the ground. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Helen. We're just waiting for anyone who's come in, just for everybody to, there should be 17 people, just for everyone to arrive. And then at about 5 minutes past 12, I will get started with the training. Hi, for all the new participants. I'm just waiting until 5 past to make sure that everyone who has registered has some time to log on. So we're just giving them another 2 minutes. So if you'll just patiently bear with me. Thank you. Hi, everyone again. Sorry, I sometimes forget to read my messages. Helen, yes, you've seen the BSP login page. That is correct. That's where I thought I would start things off once we get started. We'll just give them a minute and then we shall start. And please bear with me if I do not answer your message straight away. Sometimes I'm busy trying to navigate through the Zoom world in my very nervous state and don't always read the messages. But please do ask them and I'll try at the end to look back to the messages and reply to everyone. And also feel free that if I haven't replied to a message or haven't read your message, I don't mean to be rude, but you can always email myself or someone at Quick Software, and they can give you my email address if you don't have my email address. Otherwise, it's Sylvia, spelled with an I, or at quicksoftware.co.za. And I can actually just put it here on the messages so that everyone can see. Okay, well, I don't want to waste everyone's time, so I think we should go ahead and get started. I hope that the session will be informative and answer any questions or any provide the training that you need. Like I said, feel free to answer the questions. So we're going to be going through how to do the BSP Recon. So I'm going to start from the process where you would start, which would be obviously at the BSP link. I obviously won't be signing in because we don't have our own sign-in credentials at Quick, and I wouldn't want to give away anyone's login details. So basically, you're going to go into the BSP link. You're going to extract, pull down your files for which are called your agent billing. That'll download here onto your PC in a zip format. So you would just click onto that zip format, and I'm hoping everyone can see. Please let me know if you can't, and then I can share the relevant page. You should be at the moment looking at, and I've just got to find where the messages are. Please bear with me. There we are. Okay, hold on. Pam, thanks. I will just change the share, and then I'll show you all what I'm looking at. Okay, so when you download it, this is what you will get, which will be the extracted PDF from the IATA, from the BSP link. What you would then do is you would right-click, extract the specific folder, and to wherever in your on your desk, your computer, your PC, your desktop. Okay. Once you've done that, saved it, the next process, and whether you email Quick Software in order to get your files, what we call then scrubbed, so that you can import them into invoicing module, or whether you do yourself. The next process would then be, and I'm just going to change the share quickly, would be go back and let me just make sure that it's so it would be to go log on to the website. Can you see now? You should be looking at the Quick Software BSP PDF extractor. So it's bsp.quicksoftware.co.za. There you will put in your customer ID, and if you don't have a customer ID, you can contact Quick Software. It's obviously a paid for subscription in order to get this scrubber or extractor. Contact Tani and she'll be able to assist you with what the costs are and how to get subscribed. So you'll get your unique customer number. You would then come through here, click on choose a file, and then you would go and look for wherever you had saved that file on your laptop, your PC. Click on that PDF, and then you would click on extract file. What it then does when it extracts, it then creates another zipped file, which you will then go into. And if you'll just bear with me for a moment and I will show you what that extract will look like. So you will then get a file like that. If you're not subscribed to doing it yourself and you've got you email QuickTrav, they will then send you back that PDF and it will be converted into a text file. And the text file is what you need in order to import that PDF information for that specific billing period into Quick Software invoicing module, so that the invoicing module can then extract your BSP differences report, which will be the report that you will then use to do your to generate your BSP journal. What I recommend after you've done the extract and you get your BSP differences report, if you do it before month end, you can then take that differences report and do any necessary adjustments or invoice out any ADMs or credit notes for ACMs, so that at the end of the day, your journal should be really to a minimum, and you don't have all these invoices or tickets or reconciling items to fix for the next period. Okay, so just backtracking. So you've now got your, sorry, I just think there's someone new that I have to admit. I'm just going to let them join and then I will continue. Hi, good afternoon. We've started the training for all the new people that have joined us. And just to do a quick run through, we've basically downloaded the PDF from the BSP Link website. We've then signed or logged onto the BSP quicksoftware.co.za, which is the quick software extractor to extract or scrub the PDF into a text format. If you're not signed up for the Scrub or BSP extractor, you can contact Quick Software. Tani, I think, will be the person, and she'll be able to assist you with getting your own signing details. Alternatively, I think you can also email Quick Software and they'll do the extracting and email you back the text file. Once you've received the text file, which is where we're at the moment, is you are then going to take that and extract it to a specific folder. Okay, so you save that text file into a specific folder where you will then go and import it into your invoicing module. If you'll all bear with me for a moment, I will then show you that process. I just need to change the share. Okay, so now in the invoicing module, what you will do is you will go into your utilities, BSP, and then import BSP. Okay, you will then search for where you saved your text file that you have received from either Quick Software or that you've extracted yourself, and then you click on the scan button. So you're either going to click on this little search and find it there, or you're going to click on the scan button. Once you click on the scan button, you will be able to see all the text files that you've saved, and what you will then do for each period, you will click on that specific file, text file, and click on import, and it'll give you this message to say that it's imported those records into Quick Software in order for, or into your invoicing module, should I say, in order for it to then compare to what you have invoiced out for that specific period or for that specific month. And you would go into each one, click on import, and it will import that file in, and you go through each one until you've imported all four. You can do this as and when you receive it, so that you are making sure that your ticketing, invoicing, your refunds are all done up to date, so that you don't have all these adjustments or incorrectly or missing invoices at the end of the month. Okay, once you've done there, you click on close. You will then go into inquiries. You go down to BSP Reconciliation. Okay, you select the period that you're doing the reconciliation for. The BSP period will either be the full month, the first period, the second period, or you can select specific days. Okay. If you had to select specific days, obviously you'd put in as per the billing period. So it'd be the 1st to the 8th, then the 9th to the 15th, 16th till the 23rd, and the 24th until the end of the month. Okay. Once you've done that, limit to type, you leave as all, because you want to look at all the tickets, the land arrangement, ADMs, ACMs, refunds, service fees. Okay, or you can narrow it down. Style, reconcile to imported BSP file, means that it'll now look at the information that you've imported into the invoicing module and compare it to the information that you've invoiced out. Okay, then these boxes, differences only, means that your report will only show what is different from what has been billed on from those PDFs that you've imported. Explanation with notes, that means that for every difference, it'll have a little explanation detailing that difference. Reverse sign, this you tick if you are going to use the printout to generate your journal. Okay. Exclude contra items. What it does, that it looks at your invoices and credit notes that it's importing in from invoicing module, and it eliminates invoices and credit notes, so that it only looks at the one line item and not the two. Okay, non-BSP transactions. If you have any transactions that are non-BSP and you want to import in, you would bring those. Otherwise, you leave it. Limit to division. If you have divisions, you would limit it to. If you don't have divisions, then obviously it's not going to be applicable. And limit to IATA number. If you have more than one IATA number and you're doing the BSP recon for a specific IATA number, then you would limit it to that specific IATA number. And it will be selected by the drop down because it has to be previously set up. You would then click on run. You would then here either print it if you just want to see what is the differences report, because you want to see what can you fix because you haven't yet run your month end. So if I click on print, okay, if you'll just bear with me while I change the share. Okay, and this is what your differences report would look like. Okay, the top section is dealing with air tickets. Bottom section with any land arrangements that may have been invoiced out. Service charges would be where your TASF differences, if there were any, would come through, either being that you may have invoiced those TASFs and not received them, or yeah, that's generally, or there would be a difference between what you invoiced out and what you received from TASFs. The top section where it says tickets is also if you have not invoiced out a TASF, that's where the credit will show up, and then you will have to see whether you still need to invoice it or it was a TASF that you received from a previous month that you had invoiced out but were only receiving now. Then ADMs, any ADMs that have been charged by BSP where you haven't charged them out, ACMs, any ACMs that you've received, and refunds, any refunds, either if there's a credit note number, it would be a refund that you've invoiced out that might relate to a previous period. If it's a refund number and there's no invoice number, then that means that it's a refund that you've received on that billing period, and you still need to go and capture a credit note for that specific refund. It separates the refunds from cash, and the bottom one would be your credit card refunds. Then the bottom section has to deal with your grand totals. Just going through, due to BSP is the amount that you've invoiced out, and that QuickTrav says, if you look at your BSP creditor, that you owe BSP. Charged, this is from the imported text files that BSP says that you owe them. And then the difference obviously is the difference between their two amounts, and this will be what your journal, the total of your journal should be. Okay. At this stage, you can look through all of this if your month end hasn't been run, and you can go in and action. If there's a refund that's come through that you haven't credit noted, you would go and do the credit note for that. If there was a ticket differences where you hadn't possibly invoiced out that ticket, you would then go and invoice out. Or if it was a ticket that you were meant to credit note, you would go and credit note that. A lot of times when you look at this differences report, it'll give you amount of difference, and it'll show you whether it's a VAT amount, a commission amount, or a ticketing amount. It won't always tell you the exact reason that that difference has arisen. Sometimes it'll show you that all the item different. You would have to go and then look at the PDF, because possibly, or do a document lookup in the BSP link, because it could be that the ticket was cancelled and just that you haven't done a credit note. Okay. Once you've done that and you're happy, or if it's you need to now raise this journal, you can then go back into your invoicing in order to, and I just want to change the share, if you'll just bear with me. Okay, and then what you can do in order to generate the Excel file, this in Excel format, should I say, you would click on export. You'll see the application is Microsoft Excel, and then you click on export again. What it does is then writes this differences report to Excel, and then you will use this Excel in order to create a journal to import either into your WinMain, if you have WinMain full, or into your general ledger if you have WinMain Lite. Okay, let me show you now what that journal will look like. If you'll just hold 1 second for me. Sorry, if you can just, I just want to make sure that I get the correct one. That's it. Okay, so what you will get, and I've just done it here just so that it makes it a little bit easier, is so what you will receive here, what you will open up when it comes is basically going to be this side of the Excel report. So basically it's giving you the day of the transaction, and then obviously it gives you some of the ticket information, what the supplier codes, the reference is the ticket number, the document is either the invoice number or the credit note number, the consultant, your client number, the amounts that were charged, whether it was, yes, cash or credit card, the commission, what was due to the agent, what was charged, so this one, and the differences. Then over this side, so I'm going to share with you quickly another one. Okay, because this one, sorry. Okay, and then over here you will see your explanation. This is the notes that it comes through as an explanation. You'll see that it doesn't necessarily always give you 100% why that difference is. So you would go back to your PDF and either go to that ticket or do a quick ticket lookup and see, okay, why is this not being charged by BSP? If it's that it's a cancelled ticket and I need to do a credit note now in the new month, I then know where I'm going to allocate it. If it was a commission difference and I needed to re-invoice it, I then know where to allocate it. Because it's from this journal now that we start we do sort of like a breakdown of where we're going to allocate it. The total of this journal will always go to your 800 BS1 account or your 800 BSP account, because that will then get your total of what's come through from invoicing module, plus or less this journal will equal either the 1 or 2 payments that you've made to BSP. The other items that make up your BSP differences journal, you will then allocate to either a commission account if you're not going back and re-invoicing that specific invoice that was invoiced out incorrectly and affecting only commission, or it's going to affect one of your sub-BSP accounts. And if you're using One Main Light, there'll be, for example, your 800 BSP, 2 BS3, BS4, which will be ADMs and ACMs. It'll be ticketing differences and refunds. You will then go in and capture this journal to each one of those, either commission account or your various BSP. If you're using One Main Full, instead of having the 800 in front of the BS account, you are going to have just BS1, BS2, BS3. And obviously you'll capture that journal in the main module. Okay, I'm just going back to that other share, and I'm hoping that I'm making myself clear. If there's any questions, if I'm going too fast or I'm confusing everyone, please give me a shout and let me know. Okay, so I'm just going to change the share. Okay, so in my one, what I've done is I've gone through and I've said, okay, this is the reason there's a difference. These are March tickets. This is a BSP charge. This is a TASF charge. And obviously this will be my final. So now in order to prepare the journal, and I just go in, and what I'll start off with is that I will insert. So I will just exactly in the same place. I'll go here, right click, and I will insert a whole bunch of lines and or columns, shall I say. And for this, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll insert 7 lines. Okay. Then you always start your journal with table. Okay. So it's the greater than sign, table, and less than sign. Then your headings, it's period, day, account, reference, details, and amount. Okay. Then this information, you are basically going to copy from what is over here. Okay. So you can just very easy, well, for the first one, I just put in the date, then the day. Okay. The account number, I normally leave blank and then fill it in afterwards, unless you know what all your account numbers are. Then the reference, I just put in the specific period that I'm doing the BSP for, and then the details I'm going to copy from the spreadsheet that was, the information that was provided in the spreadsheet that was generated by the invoicing module. Okay. In order to copy that information, it's quite simple. All I do, and I'll show you at the bottom here, I'll type it in. You're going to use the plus sign. You're going to select the field that you want to copy. So you just click on it. So you'll see at the bottom, it's put in K4. Then I'm going to put in my and sign, okay? Then I'm going to put in my exclamation mark. So that means that I now want to put in a space between the next field that I'm going to copy in, so that I don't have just this long string of numbers, and it doesn't really make any sense. Okay, so I put in a space, I put my inverted commas again, and I'm now going to, oops, even I forget, I put my and sign again, then I put in my next field, I then put in another and sign, another quotation marks, another space, another quotation mark, another and sign, and I copy the next field. And so you can copy as many columns as you need to, just every time putting in that and sign, clicking on the line that you want to copy, putting in another and sign, putting in another inverted comma. Okay, once you've done, you just press enter, and it copies all the information very neatly and with spaces from that side. If I had put in the explanation, which I have, all I would do in order to add that, show you, I put in another and signed, little exclamation, quotation marks, space, quotation marks, move across where I've written my differences. Oh, sorry, even I get it wrong here. I forgot my and sign again, and sign, I go there and I press enter. So I've done sort of a bit of the groundwork, and it just makes it easier for me then to copy the journal. Then for the amounts, all I do is I just copy them, because they, when I generated the report, I said that they must be reversed. So this is already reversed and is in the correct format that you need to import it straight into your general ledger or WinMain. Okay, so I copy so that I get what the difference is. So the amounts that we're copying here are all the figures under the differences. Okay, and I go through the whole report, and I make sure that the final figure there tallies up to the final figure here that's in my, so that I am sure that I've copied everything. Okay, then the last thing to complete this is I then put in my greater / table in uppercase and close those, the smaller than, can't think of the word, signs. So now this is ready to be imported into either WinMain or imported into your general ledger. The next thing I do, and you don't have to worry that you've got this information, because when it imports, it's only going to look for the table and where the table ends. It will not import anything else as long as there's either a line of space or a column of space. So it'll ignore all the other information that is there. Okay. I will then go File and then Save As, and save it to wherever you want to. You can create a CBSP recons. Okay, you would then either go into invoicing or main and import this. If you're not sure what information is needed in order to import this file into your BSP. I will show you for both WinMain and for your BSP, for general ledger. Apologies. You'll just give me a moment. I'm just going to change my share. Okay, so here we are in WinMain, and this is WinMain full. In order to import that file, I would go here into File. You go into New Journals. Okay, you would put in the date, your consultant code, details would then be your BSP Reconciliation, whatever month it is. You would click on New, sorry, I lied. New. You will not click on New. You will click on Import. Okay. This is if you're not sure of exactly, and you're just starting that journal, of exactly what columns you need. If you click on the little tab here that says Help, and it's exactly the same thing in when you capture a journal in the general ledger as well. If you go into Journal, you click on Import, you click on Help, and it gives you exactly how you create that spreadsheet. So as I said, first there's always a table in column 1, straight followed by, with no spaces in the next line, a header column. And your headers are these below and that you need to. So it'll be account type, account code, subject details, passenger name, reference, and amount. The ones that are not in black but in the purple color are all the optional ones. Okay, so these are the columns that you would put into your document. Then you would have all your data, all the differences. At the end of the table, you will have, or the end of your data, you'll have then the final closing line, which will be then your table with the forward slash. Save that. So if I'm ready to import, I would then just go into my little search, find where I've saved it, and click on Read from Excel. Okay, and there would be your BSP. Sorry, unfortunately, I don't have all the right things to import it into. So, but this is what it would look like, and then you would click on Write to Journal. If it comes in red, it's just saying that certain information is missing and you need to capture it, which you would then fix in your Excel spreadsheet, save it, and then re-import it if there's any errors. It'll always tell you exactly what is missing or not missing. Okay. So that's for WinMain. Once it's in here, all you would then do is click on Save, and Save as closed. Okay. What is then important to do is that you would go here and check your age analysis for all of those BSP creditors, okay? And make sure and do contouring so that your journal, the amount that has come through from BSP, WinMain, and the payment, when you've captured the payment, all balance out. And you should be contouring or doing here a creditors allocation every month and making sure that the BSP account and the 3 sub-accounts are contouring. So if there was a ticket last month that you needed to invoice out, in the new month, that ticket is invoiced out and it contours. If there was a refund that you needed to process, that refund has been processed, and in the following month, it contours out. It's almost as important as doing your BSP recon to go back and do the creditors allocations and to follow up that what you put into that journal the previous month, you're clearing from that account the following month. Otherwise, if you don't do that check, something could slip, something you could forget. You might have emailed someone, said, oh, look, we need to credit note or we need to invoice this, and you are possibly losing out on a payment for an invoice that doesn't get invoiced out. So it's very, very important that those accounts are just reconciling accounts and are only, the journals are only raised to those accounts because those items could not be actioned or fixed in that current month. Okay, so that's into main module. Then in your general ledger, I'm just quickly going to change my share. Okay, in order to import that journal, you would go into transactions, journals, normal batch. What? I hope I'm just going to, hold on, quickly change here. Just give me a moment. I'm just going to take that back there while I change my general ledger without any passwords. Okay. Okay, so you're going to go into transactions, into your journals. Okay, you then going here to click on import, read Excel. You're going to go in here, search for where it is that you've saved that specific BSP. Okay, and then once it's here, just see if I can, it will then bring in all that information. You click on the read from Excel, right to the batch, and your journal will appear here. If you don't have your account numbers, it's quite easy. You can just go in and capture the account numbers that are missing here. Once again, once you've captured the journal, you would go into your options, contra transactions, and make sure that you're doing contouring of your main BSP account so that your amount that comes through from WinMain, the amount of the payment that you've made via cash book, as well as your journal, all balance up and clear so that each new month you should only be looking at what is current. Same thing with your, if you've got 800 BS refunds, ADMs or ACMs, and ticketing differences that you need to do. Okay, and basically that's it as far as your BSP Recon. I'm not sure if anyone has any questions. Sorry.
My network was like not stable here. So if I need a recording of this thing here, like how do I get it?
You would, they are putting it up on our website, quicksoftware.co.za, as far as I know. I think also social media, Facebook, I think they also might put up the recordings there, but on the BSP website, you will find it there. And sorry, Helen, you asked if you can still do this manually. Yes, 100% you can still do it manually. What you would then do, instead of importing that BSP into Excel file into your journal, you would then just manually capture it. So if I had to, sorry, let me just go back to these differences. If you'll just bear with me for a second. Okay, so you would have this, for example, if this was your differences report, I would go either into the main module. Sorry, just bear with me for a second. Okay. And you would use that printout of the differences report. You would come in here into your journal, BSP Reconciliation April. You click on New, and you would capture exactly as per the information. So say if there was a ticketing difference that you needed to, depending, I'm just going to pretend that says BSP2. Sorry, I don't have very big fancy data. You would then type in the exact information as per the differences, what is on the differences report. So the same thing, I would put in the airline number, the ticket number. I needed to invoice, I would say to be invoiced May, and then type in what your differences is and capture it all manually. I think, I don't know if everyone is still capturing manually. I just think if there's a facility where you can export this into Excel and import it into QuickTrab without it giving too much hassle, I would do that. And it's just a case of getting used to it. And in the beginning, it might be a bit tricky, but once you start doing these recons often, it becomes really easy to create that import file.
Okay, thanks very much. I actually mean manually, where you don't have the exports, where you don't get a difference.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
no.
I misunderstood what you were saying. I do apologize.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
So
I'll show you.
I just want to, I mean, this is very outdated that I still do this. I just find it so easy.
Okay, I think because now Quick Software provides that scrubber, a lot of people just choose to use it, and it just makes your life a lot easier, because the other process is having to have your PDF next to you, have the printout that you've, and I'll show you quickly. If you'll give me just a second.
No, it's okay, and I do all that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think it works for you. It's great. I just find that this just eliminates you having to sit there and go and tick and compare the two. The PDF to this. If you've got Quick Software, they'll do it. I don't think it's at a huge charge to have your PDFs converted into the text format, and you can spend time doing other stuff, checking up as to why there's differences, as opposed to you know, dealing with the differences as opposed to finding out for yourself why these differences are there. That's my only thing.
I'll think about it, but
you obviously, if there's anyone else, sorry, I sort of base my training totally that everyone does use the either the BSP extractor or gets the text file sent to them also via, I think there is, I'm not sure if they're provided on BSP Link or who else would be do it, but I do base it, I know that that's a whole different additional charge if BSP Links does it for you. But if you were doing it manually, instead of when you get your data, your BSP data, you would just go into the same thing, your inquiries, BSP Reconciliation report, and in the style, instead of reconciled to imported file, you would select not reconciled, manual reconciliation. You would then click on the run, click on export into Excel.
And then you would get
then you would get the full report, and then you know, the formats where you plus the charged less the what you've invoiced out, and that then generates your differences, and you manually type in all of those. hopefully we can
good idea.
convert you to the other one. It is so much easier. And if you would like me to help you do a test run, I'm very happy to help you and assist you do a test run and convert you to the side of you can enjoy a little bit more coffee or enjoy doing some other stuff, Helen.
Okay, thanks very much, Sylvia.
It's a pleasure, Helen. Any other questions from anyone? Otherwise, I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all learned something new. And yeah, I look forward to future training sessions and hope you all have a good day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks
you.
very much.
Bye-bye. Pleasure. Bye.